Haley campaign acknowledges uphill battle, argues Trump would be weaker against Biden. Haley campaign acknowledges uphill battle, argues Trump would be weaker against Biden. In a call with reporters, Nikki Haley's campaign manager Betsy Anke acknowledged the long odds the former South Carolina governor faces with Republicans, but argued Donald Trump would fare much worse against Joe Biden in the November presidential election. "We know that this is an uphill battle. We know that the road is difficult. We know that the math is challenging, but this has never just been about who can win a Republican primary," Anke said. "This battle is about who can win in November, defeat the Democrats, and finally get our country back on track. And the reality is no matter what all-caps rants Trump goes on Twitter about the polls, he will not defeat Joe Biden in November, and he will drag the entire Republican ticket down with him." She cited a recent poll from Marquette Law School showing Haley would beat Biden by a larger margin than Trump, while also warning that, if Trump is the nominee, the GOP will struggle to win seats in Congress. "There is a reason that Biden and the Democrats want to run against Trump. They know that they can beat him, yet again. If Trump is the nominee, the House is gone. If Trump is the nominee, the Senate map automatically shrinks from 8 or 9 seats to 3. And keep in mind, this is the best Senate map the Republicans have for the rest of the decade. If Trump is the nominee, the RNC will continue to be in shambles, they will continue to fund his legal bills, and we will continue to lose. And if Trump is the nominee, we will continue to see the hate and division and chaos that has plagued the last 7 years. So we know the odds here, but we also know the stakes, and we think that a whole lot of Republicans across the country do too." On the other hand, New Orleans magician says he made AI Biden robocall for aide to challenger. A magician in New Orleans says he was the person who used artificial intelligence to create an audio recording of Joe Biden used in an infamous robocall, and that he was paid by a consultant for the president's primary challenger, Dean Phillips. NBC News reported Paul David Carpenter, who holds several world records and also works as a hypnotist, provided it with text messages, call logs, and payment documentation to back up his claims. Carpenter claimed he was hired by Steve Kramer, a consultant for Phillips's campaign, to use AI to mimic Biden's voice, discouraging people from voting in New Hampshire's 23 January primary. "I created the audio used in the robocall, but I did not distribute it," Carpenter reportedly told NBC. "I was in a situation where someone offered me some money to do something and I did it. There was no malicious intent. I didn't know how it was going to be distributed." The audio recording is currently under investigation by law enforcement officials and prompted the U.S. government to outlaw robocalls using AI-generated voices. Carpenter told NBC it was so scary how easy it was for him to produce the fake audio, saying it took less than 20 minutes and cost him $1. In return, he was paid $150, as documented in Venmo payments from Kramer and his father, Bruce Kramer, that Carpenter reportedly supplied to NBC. Federal Election Commission records show that in December and January, the Phillips campaign paid nearly $260,000 to Kramer, who once worked on the 2020 presidential campaign for Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. Carpenter describes himself as a digital nomad artist, and perhaps his biggest previous claim to fame was setting the world records for fastest straitjacket escape, and most fork bends in under a minute. "The only thing missing from the political circus is a magician, and here I am," Carpenter joked. Carpenter, who didn't immediately respond to a request for comment from The Guardian, has no fixed address but lists himself as a resident of New Orleans. Videos and images online show him in the streets of the city's famed French Quarter neighborhood. New Hampshire authorities by 6 February issued cease and desist orders and subpoenas to 2 Texas companies believed to be linked to the robocall, Life Corporation, which investigators alleged was the robocall's source, and Lingo Telecom, which they said transmitted it. Phillips' campaign has done little to affect Biden's status as the presumptive Democratic nominee for November's presidential election. On Thursday, the congressman floated the idea of running for the White House on a unity ticket with Nikki Haley, who was on track to lose the Republican primary to Biden's presidential predecessor, Donald Trump. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Trend Gossip News. Thank you for